Okay, let's unpack this one. Welcome to the deep dive.
Okay there.
Today we're doing something a little different, really specific. We're taking just one piece of information, an email in this case, and really trying to pull out the key nuggets just from that text itself.
Yeah, exactly. Treating this single email as our entire universe for a bit.
Yeah.
What can we figure out about, the communication strategy, the process for getting life insurance, as described right here?
Okay, so the source, it's an email. Looks like it's sent to someone named Kathy. The sender identifies himself as Ali Obaid, a local representative here in Raleigh, NC.
Got it.
And the subject line, well, it definitely grabs your attention. Action required, important information for your life insurance coverage. And then there's that warning emoji.
Yeah. Action required plus the emoji. That definitely sets a tone right from the get-go. It's signaling, pay attention. This is important.
It feels urgent.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not just a casual update.
So, our mission for this deep dive is pretty straightforward. Looking only at this email, what does it tell us? What's it reveal about the process of getting life insurance, at least from the perspective of this specific message?
What are the requirements mentioned here? What benefits are highlighted? What's the overall strategy this sender, Ali Obaid, seems to be using in this communication?
Right. How are they framing it? What do they think is important for Kathy to know or do?
Okay, so let's dive into the body of the email then. It starts with a quick thank you, but then it gets right down to business. Two really critical points almost immediately.
Yeah, action and time frame. It's direct.
Very. It says something like, to avoid delays in activating her new policy, Kathy must provide the requested information. And here's the kicker. Within the next 10 days.
10 days. Wow, that's specific and pretty tight.
Mm-hmm. And there's a clear consequence stated. We cannot initiate your coverage until this step is completed.
So initiate coverage sounds like the policy doesn't actually start. You don't get the protection until you do this thing they're asking for.
Exactly. This information step is presented as the gatekeeper. It puts the brakes on everything until she acts.
It definitely creates pressure, doesn't it? Ties right back to that action required subject.
It does. But then, interestingly, the tone shifts. It pivots pretty hard towards convenience.
Ah, right. It talks about the process itself. How does it describe it?
Says it's designed to be quick and convenient, completed fully online with no doctor visit required.
Okay, that no doctor visit required part, that feels like a major highlighted benefit here.
Definitely sounds like a key selling point.
What does emphasizing that specifically suggest? Who do they think they're talking to, or what problems are they trying to solve for Kathy?
Well, it strongly suggests the sender believes that, medical exams, maybe finding time for appointments, are big hurdles for their target audience.
Mm-hmm. Friction points.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So positioning it as online, no doctor needed. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make it seem easy, fast, maybe less intimidating, especially if health is a concern.
Right, selling speed and ease right after applying that time pressure. Okay, so after convenience, the email gets into the specifics of the actual insurance plans.
It does. It mentions a range of affordable plans, and then it actually lists some types. Term, whole life, final expense, and guaranteed approval.
Okay, for listeners who might not be deep in insurance lingo, can you give us the quick gist of those?
Sure. So term life is pretty straightforward, covers you for a set period like 10, 20 years. Whole life is designed to last your entire life, and it often builds up some cash value over time.
Okay.
Final expense. Well, those are usually smaller policies, think covering funeral costs, medical bills, that sort of thing. End of life stuff.
Gotcha. And guaranteed approval.
That usually means you can't be turned down for health reasons. Acceptance is, guaranteed. But the trade-off is often higher premiums or maybe a waiting period before the full benefit kicks in.
Okay, that helps paint the picture. So they're offering a mix. And the email is explicit about who these plans are aimed at, right?
Yes. It says they're specifically tailored for individuals aged 50 and older.
Okay, so we've got the target age, 50 plus. We have these specific plan types mentioned, especially final expense and guaranteed approval standing out maybe, and it's all framed as affordable. Mm-hmm. What does that whole combination, the plans, the age group, suggest about the needs or maybe the concerns the sender thinks this audience has?
Well, it points pretty clearly towards needs often linked with that age group, doesn't it? Mm. Planning for, final costs, that's the final expense part. Maybe concerns about getting approved due to health, hence guaranteed approval.
Right.
Plus the options for longer term coverage with whole life or simpler term. And hitting that affordable note suggests cost is a big factor they expect this audience is sensitive to.
That's a really interesting profile you can sort of sketch out just based on those details in the email. Okay, then the message shifts again, brings it back to the personal connection.
Yeah. Ali Obaid, the sender, identifies himself again.
Yeah.
Your local representative here in Raleigh, NC. And he says he's readily available to assist you with any questions or guide you through the process.
This is interesting, isn't it? Because they just highlighted the fully online, convenient, no doctor visit process, but then they offer a local person to help. What's that blend telling us? What might the sender assume about this 50-plus audience's preferences?
It kind of suggests they recognize a potential need for both.
Yeah.
You know, like, yes, people want convenience. They want it online, easy. But maybe, especially with something important like life insurance, they also want reassurance or someone to answer specific questions. That human touch.
So it's trying to be the best of both worlds, maybe?
Yeah.
Digital ease, but with a safety net of human help available locally.
Seems like it. A sort of hybrid approach tailored for this group, perhaps anticipating some might prefer online, others might want to talk to someone.
Okay, makes sense. And finally, the email gives the clear how-to for taking that required action.
Yeah, there's a click here link provided. That's presented as the direct path for Kathy to give them the details they need within that 10-day deadline.
Keeps it simple, action-oriented.
Very much so. The structure reinforces that urgency and the next step, and it closes repeating the offer to help.
So, okay, let's pull it all together.
Wow.
What does this single email tell us about the life insurance process being presented here?
Well, based only on this text, we see a communication strategy really zeroed in on that 50-plus demographic. It starts with urgency, that 10-day deadline tied directly to getting the coverage started.
Right, the activation hook.
Then it immediately counters that pressure with convenience. Fully online, no doctor visit needed, big pluses highlighted.
Then the product specifics.
Yeah, mentioning those plan types like term, whole, final expense, guaranteed approval plans that arguably resonate with later life planning needs. And always hitting that affordable note.
And critically, that blend of digital process and human support.
Exactly. Offering both the online path and a local representative, Ali Obaid, for assistance. It's a package deal presented here.
So the whole message really seems engineered to prompt one specific action, provide information within that set time frame.
Yeah, using a mix of urgency, ease, addressing potential needs, and offering help as the key levers.
It's quite a concise pitch, isn't it? Built around what the sender seems to assume are the main concerns and maybe hesitations of this target group.
Absolutely. It's a snapshot of their perceived customer journey for this segment.
Which leads us perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener. And remember, this is based only on the information inside this single email we've examined. Considering this specific mix of communication tactics, you've got the urgent action required deadline, then the strong emphasis on online convenience and no doctor visit, coupled with offering a local representative for personal help. What does that combination imply?
From the perspective of the company sending this, what might that mix suggest about the perceived concerns, the preferences, maybe even the anxieties or potential roadblocks they believe people aged 50 and older face when looking for life insurance today?
What does the way this email is structured, the language it uses, tell us about the kind of customer experience they envision or trying to create for this specific demographic? Something to think about.
If an illness or accident caused your paycheck to stop today, how long could you maintain your current lifestyle? Would you have enough savings to cover your expenses for weeks, months, or even years? Many people underestimate how quickly financial stability can be disrupted. Medical bills, rent, mortgage, and daily necessities don't pause just because your income does. That's why having a financial safety net is crucial. Life and disability insurance can help replace lost income, ensuring you and your loved ones stay financially secure. Don't wait for the unexpected. Plan today for peace of mind tomorrow. Start your life insurance today. Scan the QR code on your screen to begin your life insurance application instantly. Prefer to text? Send One Life to 910-447-6508 to get started today.